Timothy Liljegren. Timothy Liljegren. Timothy Liljegren. Timothy makes me grin. Timothy Liljegren. The Leafs select Timothy Liljegren, and that's how I'm going to pronounce it until I'm told not to. They pick him 17th overall. Whew, let's talk about the Leafs 2017 draft. A bit ironic that in the NHL Centennial season and the Leafs Centennial season in 2017, the Leafs had the 17th pick. Illuminati confirmed. So here's the thing: Nico Hischier goes first, Nolan Patrick goes second. Not a lot of surprises there. But then after that, earlier in the season, certainly much earlier in the season, Timothy Liljegren was supposed to go like potentially second, maybe third, fourth, fifth, somewhere in the 5 to 10 range at worst. But then he didn't have that great of a year, disappointed a little bit, so he fell. And he fell. And he fell and he fell. And I'm watching the draft going, ooh, Suzuki's falling awful far. Nick Suzuki? Can we do Nick Suzuki? Did anyone want Nick Suzuki? Oh, they didn't get Nick Suzuki. Well, I mean, what are the odds that Liljegren is still going to be available? Oh, he's still available. Why hasn't anyone picked him? This is really happening. And then with the 17th pick, Lou Lamoriello announces that Mark Hunter's going to come up. Oh, come on, Lou! Mark Hunter announces that the Leafs have drafted Timothy Liljegren, 17th overall. Now, why am I so excited? After all, you might look at his Hockey DB page and be like, oh my god, why did they pick him? How did he get in the first round? How did he get picked at all? This guy sucks! I love Hockey DB. It's a website that I've spent, I don't even know how many hours on over the last 10, 15 years, but it does have its limitations. For prospects, especially European ones who don't always play in the top tier league and they're playing a little bit further down, you're going to want to go to EliteProspects.com. As you can see, Liljegren played for a lot of different teams. And not like, oh, this kid's got an attitude problem, let's bounce him around, like he kind of went to tournaments and stuff. Part of what I liked about this pick and part of what made me so excited about this pick is the Leafs, who are always so stoic and don't tell you anything, genuinely seemed excited about this. Mark Hunter seemed excited about this. How many of you before this could even tell me what Mark Hunter's voice sounded like? And he was very candid in his answers. I'll put a link down below. Please check out sportsnet.ca and check out all his quotes. But he was basically like, look, the reason he didn't look that good for like a 3-month stretch is because he had mono. Now, I have never had mono, but I know people who have, and Mark Hunter is like, we all know people who have. Maybe you have had it. It sucks, right? It sucks. It sucks the energy out of you. It would make you, not a world-class athlete for a little while. And this is part of the reason why the Leafs seem to think he dropped, and this is part of the reason I think he dropped, obviously. It just might have been the perfect cocktail. Because again, coming into the season, he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick, something like that. So scouts are going to watch this guy with that in mind. They're going expecting to be blown away by the performance of the great Timothy Liljegren. And for a lot of those guys, they weren't. It was good. Wasn't great, and they went expecting great. And it's possible that it hurt his development to not be at 100% for most of this season, but the Leafs feel like they saw enough in his whole body of work, and after he got a little bit better, to draft him 17th overall. This is how you get steals, folks. Andreas Johnsson, highly touted Leafs prospect. You might even see him at the NHL for at least a stint next season. Was drafted in the 7th round, 202nd overall in 2013. The story, if I remember correctly, he had an undiagnosed respiratory issue. Got that cleared up. Turned out he was a much better player after that. Patrick Hornquist, the guy who just scored the Stanley Cup winning goal. In his draft year, he had a bit of a knee issue. People are like, oh, I don't know about his skating. Yeah, his knee's busted. The Nashville Predators go, well, we got the last pick in the draft. Let's take a flyer on Hornquist. They did, and it paid, ooh. Well, at least they got James Neal out of, oh man, this was not as good of an example as I thought. Anyway, Patrick Hornquist is a good player, and he almost didn't get drafted at all. Now, those guys were flyers, like 7th round flyers. Liljegren is a highly touted blue chip prospect with that factor in there. He's listed at 6 feet tall, $192. When he puts on his hashtag big boy weights when he's a few years older, he'll probably be playing at what do you think, 205, 210? And the key to his game is passing the puck, moving the puck, rushing the puck, skating. Oh, you're speaking my language! You're speaking the new Leafs language! I am very excited. Now, Liljegren was not the only right-handed D that the Leafs drafted, and some people are like, uh-oh, they're drafting positionally instead of drafting the best player available. Well, in this case, he was definitely the best player available, at least the Leafs felt so. And if you're going to draft for value, like the best value, not even necessarily the best player, like let's say there's a winger available who's a little bit better than Liljegren, well, what are people more likely to pay up the nose for? Out the nose? Up the nose? What are they more likely to pay more for? A winger or a right-handed defenseman? Let's ask Travis Hamonic, shall we? It's not confirmed, but it sounds like he's going to spend 1 more year in Sweden. That sounds just about right before coming coming to the Leafs to maybe be a right-handed defenseman that they could use on a cup run. I'm just saying. How dare I? I can't even believe I'm getting to say these things. I'm very happy with that pick. In fact, on the Steve Dangle podcast before the draft, Adam goes, oh, I want Liljegren. And I said, yeah, I want a Bugatti. And when I woke up, the Leafs still had Timothy Liljegren. Now, for the rest of the picks, I won't get nearly as in-depth because I don't know about them. Now, with their second pick in the second round, 59th overall, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Ottawa Senators' second-round pick that the Leafs got in the Dion Phaneuf trade. The Leafs picked Emily Rasanen. Him. Yes, another European. Yes, another right-handed defenseman. This guy played in the OHL, though. He played for the Kingston Frontenacs. 6 goals, 33 assists for 39 points in 66 games, so not bad offensively for sure. And he's 208 pounds, pretty big, and 6'7". It's funny, some of the criticism that I saw of the Leafs picks after the draft was, oh my god, they skewed big again, just like last year. We went from size being way overvalued a few years ago to it kind of being just right to now it's almost if you draft a big guy, they're automatically bad. You know what? When teams draft size, I'll admit I have a little bit of pessimism. I go, okay, what are your intentions here? But I look at his numbers and I go, you know what? That might be a good pick. The Leafs' next pick was in the 4th round and not the 3rd because the Leafs had to give their pick to Detroit because they used to have that stupid rule where you had to give them a pick for your coach. Remember that? That was dumb! Leafs draft goalie Ian Scott. He played with the Prince Albert Raiders of the WHL, had an .895 save percentage, which is not very good, but, I mean, was the team very good? No. I think they look at his frame, which is 6'3", and they look at the amount of games he played, 50, and they go, okay, we can work with that for sure. And having drafted Joseph Woll last year, the Leafs have picked goalies in back-to-back drafts. So now they're starting to build a bit of a pipeline. Next in the 4th round, Vladislav Cara. This one I actually got nothing on because he literally does not have a HockeyDB page. So that's always concerning when a site that's called Hockey Database doesn't know who your player is. Once again, EliteProspects.com to the rescue. Cara played most of his games last season in the VHL and the MHL, so basically the minors of the KHL, 34 games in the VHL and 31 in the MHL. The Leafs seem to do this at least once every year. Korshkov was a little bit off the board last year in the early 2nd round, and even Soshnikov I had never heard of until the Leafs signed him. Up next in the 5th round, Fedor Gordeyev. Oh my goodness, what part of Russia did he come from? What KHL farm system did he play in? He comes from the far-off land of Toronto Gorsk and played for the Flint Firebirds in the OHL. Left shot D, just 3 goals and 10 assists for 13 points in 62 games. Not all that good. But 6'6", 211 pounds. Holy crap. I just worry about picks like that because if you look at last year's draft in the 6th round, the Leafs drafted a guy named Nicholas Matinen from the not the LA Kings, I almost said the LA Kings, the London Knights. 6'5", 215 pounds. 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points in 66 games. But I mean, picks that late, isn't that when you pick a guy like that? Because if he works out, holy crap, that's sick. Or do you just draft skill all the way? I mean, take your examples from Jeremy Bracco, who's not a defender. I don't know, but he's hard not to cheer for because when Gordeyev was drafted by the Leafs, he said he cried because he was so happy. And it kind of made me feel away. I just kind of want him to make the team now. Because let's face it, he is all of us. I am going to cry if they ever win the cup. I'm going to cry so much if they win the cup. Let's just be real. And let's just wrap it up real quick. In the 6th round, the Leafs get Ryan McGregor. He's a center. He's on the smallish side. 6 feet tall, but he's still under 160 pounds. But he is a center. Played for the Sarnia Sting and is from Burlington, Ontario. And in the 7th round, a left-handed defenseman, Ryan O'Connell. It looks like he is dedicated to, no, what's it called? Committed to go to Boston University. And he's going to go play with the Penticton V's next year. It looks like they have a very good Junior A program in the BCHL. He played at St. Andrews College, which I don't even know what that is. That sounds like one of those things that Pierre Maguire would yell about. He played at St. Andrews College, played on the 3rd line, played exactly 15 minutes and 58 seconds tonight. The team heavily depends. I just kind of want to see how red he gets. And now that we are done talking about the picks, we abruptly switch sets. Hey, you know on Twitter how I said I wasn't going to do the video in the blue room and obviously lied? Well, it's because I thought I was going to shoot the whole video here. Where am I? What room in my house is this? Well, this isn't my house anymore, but it used to be. Looks a little bit different with all the stuff off of the walls, eh? For those of you that are new to my channel, or holy smokes, I guess only been watching 3 years because I've been moved out for a while. This is my childhood bedroom. This is where the YouTube channel started. It is now a guest bedroom. This is where my sister Rachel does a lot of TV watching, and oh, there's a picture of us together. Nice Rockaware sweater, idiot. Man, Rockaware sweater and the tail end of frosted tips. What a cool dude. Oh, look at me. me. Sienna, if you don't give me that toy I want, you're gonna end up living in a van down by the river! Anyway, I thought that would just be cool to show you what the room looks like now. Remember when the lighting was terrible because the light was always behind me because Steve's a brainwave? Money well spent on broadcasting school, idiot. So far, I've done 7 Leafs playoff videos in this room and 6 in my new house. So, you know, just one game to catch them. Thought you would like a little trip down memory lane, but that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. There's a lot of echo in here. New video tomorrow as well. Although that's probably going to be on the Sportsnet channel and not this one. But the Sportsnet channel just passed 100,000 subscribers. If you're one of them, thank you. Now help this channel do that too.